Hello and welcome. Today I have a Honeywell 7500 continuous watt portable generator with a 420cc engine, 15 horsepower. I got this generator for free from pretty good friends of mine who found it on a Buy Nothing Facebook page, and I picked it up last night, and I have never seen such a good condition generator before. There is no corrosion on it. It's pretty dusty, but that's about it. It has an electric start, and the previous owner gave me the old battery. I currently have it on a charger, and it seems to be taking a charge. So hopefully that works. I'll just do a little tour around the generator here. I was just really impressed with the muffler cover. Normally the spark arrestor has corrosion on it, but as you can see here, there's nothing there. The generator head is dusty, but in really good shape. Maybe a little bit of rust right around the corner here. And then on the other side, same story. Overhead valve, dusty but clean. Carburetor looks great. It's just a solid looking generator. So I'm really excited. I suspect that the only problem with this generator is a dirty carburetor. To confirm that, I'm just going to use a little bit of carb cleaner to start it, to verify that we've got the engine works and everything right off the bat. And then I'll disassemble the carburetor, clean it up, and we'll go from there. I checked the oil yesterday when I got it, but just so that everyone can see it watching, it's always a good thing to check the oil before you're going to try to fire something up. And hopefully it's coming through. But oil is at a really good level, about 3/4 of the way up, and it is very clean. So I'm really happy with that. I probably won't even change the oil. It does look like the screw that holds the air filter onto the bottom here is missing. I'm pretty sure I can get a different one. That's fine. Air filters dry. Normally they should be a little bit damp with oil, but I don't feel any on this. Maybe a tiny bit. Pop that off. And we're ready to shoot some carb cleaner in there to see if it fires up. To start the engine, I'm just going to use a shot of carb cleaner. It is a little bit more gentle on the engine than your store-bought starting fluid is, and it does just as well of a job. So I'll just give this a little shot in the intake here. That's all it should take. Then engine's on. Let's give it another one. Governor's free. There we go. So we'll run. Just need to clean the carburetor. was an 8mm bolt in the back of this air filter housing that was holding me up, but I got that off, so now this comes free. And now we have a carburetor. So I got the carburetor exposed now, everything's loose. I just need to remove my fuel line and then this piece down here, which is bundled up in the back. So I've got my fuel valve shut off, so I will just pull this fuel line off, expecting a little bit of fuel to drip out. And that is completely dry. So that's good. Now, whoops, let's put this over here. Disconnect the spring here. Would probably be easier to do with pliers, but why do it the easy way when you can do it the hard way? So that's detached. And now I just need to follow this cable back and disconnect it from this bundle. So here's our carburetor. As you can see, it's pretty clean. I'm happy with how the gaskets on both sides look. I won't need to replace those at all. But I did a little quick test on how tight these screws were just before I started filming, and they're on there pretty good. So the trick here is getting them off without stripping them. So I'm just using a ratchet attached to one of these bits, and hopefully I can get them off with just a little bit of leverage. Okay, that one went. Time for this one. The choke is in the way. Wow, those are tight. So now with them loosened, just a regular screwdriver. I'll be honest, I don't actually know what this part is for. I'm guessing it's a fuel level sensor of some sort. I don't know very much about it. I'll have to look that up. That pops out. Feels good, nice and clean. Put that to the side. Now we have this nut, which I believe is a 14. So let me go grab that. Yep, it is a 14. So I'll just pop this off really quick. Wow, good grief. People, these don't need to be put on these tight. Oh, probably because I was just tightening it. I did delaminate the seal, but that's okay. I didn't tear it, so that's good. Moment of truth. Completely dry carburetor. Huh. I did not expect that at all. Well, let's take the center nozzle, or jet. Some people refer to them as different. I'm just using a flathead screwdriver here, and I have one that consistently fits down into here. Do be careful. I have stripped some of these before, so now I use an incredible amount of pressure when removing them, just to make sure that I don't strip them out. I find that some carburetors have better quality jets than others. The Chinese models really seem to just disintegrate. There we have our two. Let's see here. Let's zoom in. That focus. Oh, it's not wanting to focus. Shame. This looks clean, guys. Looks really clean. This does as well. Even though they may look clean, it's happened in the past that you still have to pass a wire through them just to make sure that there's no little piece of gunk. And to do that, I use this little kit from Amazon with a bunch of tiny different gauge wires on them. And I'll just take the nozzles and just kind of one by one go and clean them out. And that way you can make sure that if there's anything there, it'll take all the gunk out. But these look really good. I don't think it was a carb issue. It was interesting that when I took that fuel line off, even though the fuel was on, there was no gas that came out. So now that I've passed one through there, I'm just going to take one of these, kind of like a pipe cleaner, pass that through, and that one should be good to go. So put that down here. I'll just do the same to this one. Slightly larger hole. Probably go up a little bit larger. Maybe there you can kind of see it if I lift this up. I'm still learning how to play with the focus on my camera, so bear with me on that. So that's good. Now the rest of this, I think I'm just going to dunk in my ultrasonic tank for a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to reassemble it. I did take off a few more pieces. Took off that idle screw right there and the part that was there. Zoom in. No. Focus, sorry. And now I'll just put it in my tank. It's still heating up, so I might have to leave it in here for extra long, but it should be good. So I've got the parts out of the ultrasonic tank. Just they're in there for about 10 minutes. Looking really clean. Really like how it turned out. Well, it wasn't really dirty to start with, but I noticed something. So when I take them out of the tank, I've got simple green and water in there to make sure that it's not going to mess with me when I try to fire up the generator again for the first time. I take some carb cleaner and I just lightly flush things out. Just to make sure that all the simple green's gone and everything's clean and there's no water left in here. And I noticed something when I went to go put some carb cleaner through the fuel line. It just sprayed right back out of me. It didn't go all the way through here. So I suspect that this is plugged. So I just got to pick here. And I should. Yeah, sure enough, I just felt quite a bit of resistance. And it broke free. I wonder. I wonder if I can just use a little bit of carb cleaner and see what. Oh, there was a big chunk of garbage in there. All that brown is what I just destroyed. Do it the other way. Trying to get a good seal here. There we go. All right, I think that was the problem. It got clogged on this main line in, and that's why when I took the fuel bowl off, it was so clean. Super interesting. I've never seen that before. All right, I'll start reassembling. Oh, I can never remember which way this carburetor is like this, so this needs to go here so that I can access the drain screw from the side. Don't over tighten these, people. Really don't need to be that tight. Just give a good snug, but don't. It's just an aluminum casing, so you could break these pretty easily if you try to really hammer it on. Get this screw back. My 2 screws. I've never actually done work on a carburetor focusing on the camera view, so I keep having to remind myself that even though I can see it, you guys might not. So I just recently decided to start filming my repairs on these, so it'll be a little bit of a learning curve. Right. This goes that way. Okay. Just double checking before I tighten this down. I'm not going extremely tight on this. All right. I think that's it. There are no other parts left on my paper towel. We're ready to put this back on. Okay, we're ready for final assembly. Here goes my carburetor. I've got my gasket on. Before I get it on all the way, just need to get this cable into position. Just put this governor spring back on. Just twist that a little bit. Slide this in. Having trouble lining that up. There we go. Okay. Then we can take our fuel line, pop that back on. It's kind of easy little clip here. I'm going to slide in place. And lastly, the air filter housing. Hey guys, I've got the generator back inside. The surging went away when I installed the air filter on, and I had an extra screw from a different generator, so I was able to tighten that down, and it's not surging anymore. However, I did notice something else. It doesn't do it when there's no load, but as soon as you put a load on it, I get a fuel leak from right here. And I just have a constant drip falling down. So either my seal isn't properly fit here, I didn't tighten down enough, or something else is going on. So I'm gonna take it apart again really quick. I won't film that part. See what's going on. I will probably notice this while going through the footage, but I found the problem. The seal didn't seat properly, and I'm pretty sure that's what's causing my problem. When I put the bowl on, it was just slightly off, and actually when I was looking at the back here, I just pressed this down, I could see, just like you can right here, it is seating farther in to the aluminum top than it is over here. So I'm pretty sure that was my problem. I just needed to seat the seal a little bit better. It's actually kind of tough to do. Maybe I got it there. Okay, I got it back on. I think it looks much better. There we go. I think it looks better now. All right, I've got the air filter back on, carburetor back on, and we'll see how it runs now. So I got the generator back into the shop. I took some purple power and a couple rags and just cleaned off all the dust, and it looks almost brand new. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something. And I might start making more of these. There's a couple YouTube creators out already that make way better content than I will ever be able to create. But I'll give it a shot. I enjoy fixing these for fun, and if someone can learn something in the process of me learning as well, then I think we both gain out of that. So thank you for stopping by, and have a good day.